Good afternoon. It's about 3:23 Tuesday afternoon on August 23rd, and wanted to follow up with what happened this morning regarding the trading plan. I made a pre-market video. First story was that we might open in range and value, and we certainly did. And from there, were we going to reject yesterday's value area to the upside and maybe close the gap, or are we going to reject the value area and that would fall into story 3? Are we going to get a continuation of yesterday's move to the downside and trade to the other side of the range of, let's see here. Here's yesterday's bar right here. And were we going to trade down to the bottom of this range, maybe even down to this 100 moving average? And I think I need to make this regular trading hours here. It didn't pop up. Okay, let's see here. All right, so while that's populating, let's look at what happened. Now, I actually had to take the car in this morning, and I was a little late, so they already had a lot of people there before me, and I asked if I could come back at certain times, so I went to a coffee shop and did a few things there, but I was only in the market for the initial balance, okay? So we opened in range, in value, and over here is yesterday's trading range. And this is the M period at the bottom. That's the low of the day where this little white line is. And then the next white line above is value area low. This white line, I think that's going over to a poor low or something like that, or a single print that's far to the left, because the previous low day line is actually blue. Anyway, it's right under that at 31.5. So let's look how this played out here. So one of the things I commented on in the here, let me make this just full screen here, was that we had we did not what did not happen. We did not get continuation in the overnight, which would be maybe expected if there was going to be continuation and of that downside move. Well, we came down here, and as I pointed out early, we had a reversal pattern in the overnight, and as I also made the comment that we'd look for continuation if we could take some of this back, but I was doubtful about it because it was kind of stiff looking, meaning this was a open and drive basically to the upside in L period, quite a big range, took out these highs, M carried that up, and then we retraced and consolidated, and we were trading in here coming into the open. So I was this was not my favorite play for the day. I thought we might have an inside day, or possibly a move to the upside and take back some of the gap down from yesterday. Let's take a look at that now. It's this huge gap right here, and I thought maybe we'd have a balancing day possibly. So far that's played out. But what happened in the morning? One of the plays was that we were going to open in range and value, which we did. And then the play would be to buy the value area low or sell the value area high. Now, the first thing that happened was that when the market finally moved towards the downside, it came down here, and even though I thought, well, if it comes down to the value area from yesterday was one tick above the low. That was the low value area low. Okay. And I thought, well, if we're coming down here, they're probably going to take out the low, but how much of the overnight will they take back, right? Or how much will they drive down towards the overnight low is what I'm trying to say. Well, at this point, I took the shot, okay, because one of the conditions, all right, we're looking at mixed market internals. Now, where I was, I didn't have access to, I had access to some market internals, but not my main thing for gauging this. Slow tempo, that was kind of going on. It did get a little whippy, but it really wasn't directional, okay? We built value first for a bit, and then it moved a little bit later. Now, later could mean a lot of things. Is it 20 minutes after the open? Is it 45 minutes, an hour and a half? Yeah, those things would work. Later in this case was meaning it didn't just open and drive down there and hammer on this low, because it probably would have gone through it. That's not how it played out. You can see the first 3 minutes of this pinkish red bar right here That's where it spent the first 3 minutes, right? And then I don't remember exactly how it played out, but at some point it made a move towards the value area low, and I bought it. Thankfully, I had to, I learned my lesson yesterday, and I needed to follow my plan. And well, it worked. It worked beautifully. Now I took it up, and I don't remember where I got out. No, this VPOC was not here. Let me see where it might have been. I got out. Well, I guess it might have been this VPOC. I don't know when this was formed, or it might have been the overnight VPOC, or maybe the VPOC was here. I don't remember. But it was a nice trade, okay? Or maybe it was this VPOC. I don't remember. It's been hours now, but it was a very nice little trade. I was happy with it. Fortunately, I gave some of that back, and I don't remember what I did, and I did a couple other little things, but next thing that happened is what I was looking for. We were all the way up here. I mean, the A moved towards the upside. I thought, well, maybe it is going to go to where we take back some of these single prints from yesterday. Maybe even get above yesterday's high and start to take back some of this gap down. I don't know. Well, one thing I did know is that when B period opened, we were going to be in the 80% rule, or the value area special situation, where the tendency is for the market to trade to the other side of value. All right, let me collapse the overnight here. Okay, so the other side of value is this white line right here, value area high. Now, I did not get in long here that I recall, at least not for the move all the way up. But once it got above the A high, and let's see, where did I get in? I think I got in on this little volume shelf right here that was forming, right around in here. Here or here, I'd have to look back. Somewhere in there. And thinking, well, at this point, it's almost certain they're going to take out the overnight high. And if they're going to do that, well, it looks like this is going to play out, and we're going to come up here. So I caught a little piece of that. Now, what I said yesterday was, it's hard to stay in these trades for me all day long, okay? This would have been feasible if I stayed in this, but, there was some back and forth, right? I don't like that. I'd rather take little segments. So I did. I took a segment here, I took a segment here, and then I also had mentioned, okay, that we might look for a reversal. So if we bought the value area low, and nothing's really much changed, maybe I'm going to sell the value area high. And that's exactly what I did. Now, it took out the value area high, and I don't remember if I sold it above it a little bit or when it came under it a little bit. I don't remember. But this is what I call a prairie dog. So if you've ever seen a prairie dog, they stick up out of the hole and they fall back down into it, right? They peek and they duck back in. So that's a term I came up with to describe this, the prairie dog. And I got short here, and it took a few minutes. There was some sideways action for a bit, and I wasn't sure if this was accumulation or distribution, if I was gonna get stopped out. I didn't risk much, but if I was gonna get stopped out, but I had a nice little trade here, and I was happy with that. And then it broke a little bit more after that, and then I don't remember what happened after that, but obviously if I would have stayed with it, this would have been a trade all the way back down to the other side of value, because the 80% rule came into play again. Now, that would have been a beautiful day had I done that, but unfortunately, I guess I don't have that kind of vision in the moment, and I'm working on that, right, where I should have expected it to come all the way down here. But at the same time as well, I told the guy I'd be back at the shop between 10:30 and which is beginning of C period, and 10:45. So I packed it up. I packed up and headed back over there. So that's what happened this morning, and what's happened the rest of the day. Now, one of the big takeaways is that this is the most important thing to me for this day, is that, you know what? We had that massive move down yesterday. Now, we got to count this gap too, right? The gap and this move down closed, to the bottom of the range here. But the overnight didn't carry that forward. They made a stab at it, but came back in. and then held inside yesterday's range. So that was important information. That spoke to the odds are very high, bar any news, that we need to process this move down, that we might just balance, have an inside day, or it might retrace some, versus let's get short because the last couple of days have been down, so we should expect this to carry on. So that was what was important to me, and that really helped me to take that value area low trade, and then because the tempo and it was worth a shot, it wasn't very much risk, asymmetric risk, I shorted the value area high too. I would have been a lot better off if I would have stuck with those trades all the way to each end of the range of the value area, but I didn't. But nevertheless, it was still a very nice little day, and for just for an hour. Well, there's a lot more that went into it than an hour. Obviously, I was doing pre-market a couple hours before the open, and did work yesterday. There's a lot more that goes into it than just flipping on the charts and just clicking the mouse to take trades. So it was more than just the initial balance. That's just where the rubber met the road, and that's today. So again, another big takeaway for me is that I got back on track, because yesterday I screwed up. I planned my trades, but I went out to the shop and the guy forgot the parts. I came back here and I was like in a rush, and I sat down and I just kind of was ready to go, and I kind of got a little too anxious, and all my plans went out the window. Had I stuck with them, I would have done well. But we did not reject the value area to the up, reject it and trade to the upside and close the gap. And we did not, even though they made a little bit of an attempt below the yesterday's low, we didn't get below the overnight low. We did not get continuation, but we got this times 2. Actually, maybe times 3. Let me take another quick look at this. So C period came down. Well, somebody might have risked more than just this, okay, and been able to capture a nice little move. Let's say they bought the value area low again. That would have been probably inadvisable, because at this point you're looking at now we've got an exponential poor low basically, and odds are with the high it's going to go through here. If you had, like I have this shaded area here, if somebody would have anticipated, well, it may stretch out, take out stops here, and maybe where it's 3 wide, and then try to get in around here and take it up, that might have been an opportunity. Those are just creative ways to capitalize on market movements against areas that look like inflection points. All right, well, that's I'm not going to count that as 3. So we had story 1 times 2. Buy the value area low, sell the value area high. Worked out really well. Make a great day. Thank you very much for watching. And if you get anything out of this, please like the video. I appreciate that. That lets me know somebody's seen it. So thank you.